Hello fellas, how are you keeping? Thank you very much for joining me today. My name's Mark and I hope I've got a great shave for you. I'm going to use my Chubby 2 synthetic brush with the Sovereign synthetic fibre. You can see I have lathered up already. I'm going to use a preparation method today suggested by David, who signed off as MdC. David said that he always seems to get too much soap when he bowl lathers and he got fed up of throwing it away. So this is his method. He puts some soap on his face, really works it in and uses the soap to sort of cleanse his face and to really work into those bristles and get them hydrated and lifted. And he spends a bit of time doing this and then he washes it all off, and of course with a good quality soap that has also got some moisturising qualities. It moisturises his face as well. So this is an interesting preparation to try, and I thought I'd give it a go. I've seen a variation of this. I think it was Kevy Parr, although I may be mistaken, used his excess soap after the shave to wash his face. But this is a sort of variation on that. So my Simpson's Chubby 2. This one was brought out to celebrate the coronation of King Charles. I have used it a few times now and it is getting better and better. When I first bought it, I thought it had too much backbone for me, particularly on the cheek areas. It's certainly lovely used in a painting manner. But as I say, the more I use it, and because I have such a nice collection of brushes, I tend to just pick what I'd like to use that day. I don't really have a rotation per se, but with soap and water in the knot, this really is a nice knot. Nice and soft in the tips. And there we go. Now you can see I've got loads of soap dribbling down the brush and I've got lots of soap in my bowl today. Put the brush down there. I'm going to wash this off using a washcloth or a flannel, as we call them in the UK, and I'm doing that because it's still difficult for me to bend down over the basin, guys. I've had a heck of a week with a bad back, but slowly I am improving. And I'd just like to say thank you to all of you that wrote wishing me well. Thank you so much. It really does lift the spirits and I'm very appreciative. Now, I haven't turned my collar today, but with the flannel I can just wipe my shirt there. So there we go, that's the preparation. And then I'll go straight back in and put soap on again. Do you know, there's one thing about these Chubby 2 brushes and this synthetic one, it lathers up like a champion. It really creates a lather quickly. It's very good, guys. And I didn't think that when I first got it. Now, I've been looking around for some shaving gear, for something new to bring to the channel. And I have never tried a Simpson's Badger hair brush. So I was looking around on eBay and I saw a Chubby 2 with a best Badger knot last night. It has been only used twice, so the gentleman that owned it obviously was not that enamoured with it. They normally sell for about £160, and I saw it for just a touch over 80. It was £83, and so I bought it. Because I bought a Chubby 2, I thought I would use a Chubby 2, even though it has a different knot. So that has been packaged up to me and has been sent out. I'll be very interested to see how a best Badger knot performs. And I'll tell you more about that and show you that when I've got it. But yes, generally I've been looking around. And I bought some other brushes as well, which I'll tell you about momentarily. But I should just say that today I've picked up a MdC sample, and it is the Absinthe. So very fresh, slightly herbaceous, very, very nice indeed. And I'm going to use my feather Kamisori style razor today with a blade that has been in here for so long I can't remember what it is, but I know that doesn't help you guys, but it's one of the ones with the guard on the blade. And in fact, have I got that's what it is. It is a feather Pro Guard. And I find these to be exceptionally good and easy to use. I've picked the Absinthe today. I've got some samples just tucked away in the corner here, some little sample pots. And I just grabbed one of those to save me bending down in the cupboard to get soap. So they are just a nice size for me to fit on the edge of the window ledge. Now, back to my talk on brushes. One brush I have always liked the look of is the Heritage brush from Plisson in France. Now, I've never owned one, but I'm pretty sure they are just a plastic handle. So to me they seem quite expensive for what they are, but I always keep my eye out on eBay. You know, it's my go-to place really if I'm looking for something and hoping to get it a little bit cheaper. And sometimes, like the case with the Chubby 2 that I've bought, sometimes you get a bit of luck. Sometimes somebody is just clearing out, and like the brush I've just bought, the Simpson's brush, you get a really nice deal. And I know that if I don't particularly like that, I can sell it on, you know, and I won't lose very much money on it. But those Plisson brushes, they rarely come up. Perhaps it's because they are made in France. So I have seen a vintage one from a seller in France. I'm considering buying that. And putting a different knot in it. I'm pondering at the moment because I have spent a little bit of money. Guys, because of the video that I do and the channel, I like to get a variety of things. And honestly, when I look online, sometimes I could spend £1,000 like that. So it's probably a good job that I don't have £1,000 to spend on shaving gear. You know, like all of us, I suppose, we have to be careful with what we buy. And how much we buy. But I did see a couple of Progress Volfix brushes that I like the look of. I bought two. Now, I must admit, I don't know if the Progress company still make brushes. I don't seem to have a website anymore. I know they used to be made at the same factory where the Simpson brushes are now made. But they are an old brand in the UK, and you know, it dawned on me just the other day. I saw an old advertisement for Progress Volfix, and the company, it was the Progress company, and the Volfix refers to the way that the knot is glued into the brush using vulcanized rubber, much in the way that Rubber Set uses that for their name, or you know. You know, I was just looking at this advert and it just dawned on me that that's what the Volfix meant. It's been shaving a long time, been interested in vintage shaving for a long time now. And suddenly the penny dropped. So I've got an old one, made by the company, which will need a new knot in it. Quite an interesting one, probably from the 1950s. And I've also seen and bought a very nice looking brush, sort of a hexagonal brush with the logo on it, Volfake's Old Original. So a much newer brush. But I've got those two coming. And I've also been looking at and thinking about getting another Simogue brush with a clear acrylic handle, but with a badger knot. So that will likely be my next buy at some point. You know, I do like the shaving brush from the Rex Supply Company with a clear, with a clear acrylic handle. But the difference in price between getting that one and getting a Simogue brush, you know, the Simogue brush was much cheaper, so that'll likely be my choice. And that Rex Supply Company brush, by the way, seems to be very much styled on an old French Gibbs brush. Which I believe had the same acrylic handle, but with a really old style, a nylon knot, if I'm correct. But there we go. So that's what I've been looking at, guys. This blade has been sat upon my window ledge for absolutely months on end. It's still okay. I washed and cleaned the razor last time I used it. I just put the razor up there with the blade still in and left it alone. So I am quite pleased today that it is sharp enough to shave with. I very nearly caught myself there. With the other professional blade, I might have done. I was just moving the blade along as I was going against the grain there. Got away with that one, thankfully. And guys, I don't know about you, but I love looking at websites that sell shaving gear. And one I've been looking at recently is Griffiths. website. They sell a collection of stones and razors, a lot of straight razors, vintage and otherwise. They have a superb collection of razors at a very reasonable price, certainly compared to some of the ones that you might see on eBay. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. It may be Matt, but you know, excuse me if I've got that wrong. But it seems from the pictures that he really does a good job of his restorations. So yeah, I've been looking at, well, quite a few on there that I'd like to buy. There's always more stuff to buy. I might have to clear a bit more out of the wardrobe in the bedroom before I make any more purchases. There we are, that's a good shave. I'm glad I've had a shave. Certainly a lot easier than the last shave I had. Yeah, that's a nice shave. That really is a nice shave. It's not super close, it's just there, you know, but that's okay. But around my jaw and my neck, excellent. So what have I got? Well, I haven't got any aftershave out. So I'll reach into the cupboard, guys, be 2 ticks. And I'm just going to pick up some nice, easy skin bracer. That was an interesting preparation today for the shave. I like that. My skin, well, it's a bit early to tell yet, but I did like the earlier method of putting moisturiser on before the shave. So I look forward to seeing how this feels in a short while. Oh, I love the skin bracer. So there we are, fellas, that's my shave. Thank you very much for joining me, and take good care, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll be able to show you the brushes that I've got through the post. So until then, all the best.